The reaction from the fans it's just incredible. We could only hope that people would be interested in what we were doing again, possibly seeing some of our shows, maybe buying our album. I mean, when we started this, we were committed to making music and to trying to give this thing a shot again. And the rest of it was out of our control, and we had to let go of it. And no matter how many challenges popped up or how many doubters there were, because there were a lot. There were a lot of people on the way who didn't want to work with us, didn't want to make music with us, didn't think that, this would ever work again. But we believed in what we were doing. We had a good creative energy going. We kept pushing forward with the music and just hoped that one day when it was time, that our fans or some of them would be there. But for them all to come back the way they did and in such numbers and with such loyalty in the rain and the cold in New York during the Today Show, I mean, it's just been absolutely unbelievable. Nobody could have predicted it. And, but the fans, I mean, they'll tell you themselves many times when we say we never expected it, they say, are you crazy? Of course we'd be there. They're just the loyalest fans in the world. They always have been. And I mean, they've shown us so much. And I think they've shown the world a lot too. I mean, a lot of critics and stuff, and people tend to knock off teenage fans, of boy bands or teenage bands or whatever. And they kind of discredit the fans. But for 20 years later, for these fans to come back, it obviously speaks to the connection and the relationship that we had to them. And maybe people should rethink, when they write an article about the Jonas Brothers and they're screaming fans who don't know nothing, maybe they should think about that, because maybe those fans do know something, because after all these years, they're still here. I got a CD from our old music lawyer last summer, and I heard this amazing song, and I shot over to Jordan's house, played it for him. He loved it. I called Joe, sent it to him. He loved it. And I immediately tried to track this kid down, and what I found out was that he was a 23-year-old songwriter named Nasri who was from Canada, and he, as it turns out, was a huge fan of the group when he was a little kid. And I told him how much I loved the song and that we were interested in recording it, and he said, absolutely, I would love it if you guys would do it. And he really inspired us, I think. He was very energetic and enthusiastic and had these beautiful songs, and I think they were songs that challenged us but also inspired us and made us work hard. But when we finished them, I think we had a great sense of confidence that we could really do this again. The camaraderie was great in the studio with him and us, and it just kind of started from there. And we gravitated towards that type of energy. People that wanted to work with us, we went towards. People who didn't, we went away from and just kept moving forward. And we didn't waste time trying to convince people who weren't believers. We just went towards our goal, which was to make great music.
Nasri definitely, his lyrics just spoke to us as well. They were mature and they were, sort of reflecting where we were in our lives. But I think when you talk about all the great collaborators on the album, it's sort of like that was the fruit of the foundation of the tree. And the foundation of the tree was us getting together before record companies, before anything, and just vibing out in the studio and going with the flow and seeing where the direction was. And I think because we did that, it was about something, and people could latch on to it. And then from there on, we were just lucky, to work with a lot of great people that we admire.
I don't know that we really try to take responsibility for that. I mean, and let me just clarify one thing with the critics. We don't think we were the greatest group in the history of the world. We were a big group, but, there were times we deserved criticism. I mean, it's not just to say the critics are wrong and we're the greatest. I mean, some of our songs weren't good. Some of our performances weren't good. There were times we were better than we were ever given credit for, and we worked harder than we were ever given credit for, and we were probably more real than anyone gave us credit for, But I just want to clarify. I don't want to make it like we're everyone's whipping boys. I mean, but there were times when some of our songs were crap, and deservedly so they were criticized.
You talking about Popsicle Man?
No. No, but, but as far as the other groups...
Treat Me Right, right? Was it Treat Me Right?
No.
Are you down?
I can't say which ones.
On sundown, maybe.
Can't say because you never know what songs. It might really be someone's favorite song, and you don't want to make them feel bad, But and that's just my opinion too. But as far as the other groups, I don't really think we think about them too much. I mean, for Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, one of the things that I did notice was it was probably hard for them. There was a lot of backlash at radio and MTV and different places towards us. So for them guys to break through, they had to really be committed and really work hard. So to say that they might have been influenced by us or inspired by us, but they have their own path. All those groups have their own path. And anybody who makes it in this business knows it takes so much hard work, and so much dedication and commitment, and so many doors get slammed in your face, and you got to keep going. So to say that, we're responsible for anyone, we didn't infuse those people with perseverance and drive and dedication. You have it or you don't, and you're willing to pick yourself up off the mat or you're not. And that's really, I think, what we pride ourselves on is we came from nothing. We came from the bottom, the gutter, and we always picked ourselves up off the mat. And and what other groups do, it really doesn't matter to us. It's just what they do, and good luck to them.